sometimes you gotta plan for the best, but expect the worst. And that's kind of what happened in 2019 for me on the golf course, on the tournament side of golf. It's no secret, it's no surprise, or if you're new, I broke my arm in January, and that changed everything for 2019 for me as a competitive golfer. Is it the end? Will it be the end of my career? I hope not, but it certainly is trying. Coming back from this injury has not been easy for me on a golf course. The injury, yeah, it sucked. I took it in stride. It didn't get me down. It forced me to kind of change my perspective on things, and all of that was amazing. I mean, if you look at the year itself, this is probably one of my best years ever personally, but professionally, easily my worst. I've had years where I missed a lot of cuts, played bad, but I still peppered in some good stuff here and there. This year, didn't start playing tournament golf really until about June, and even still, I think I only played half a dozen tournaments, and that's hardly a professional golfer's schedule. Breaking the year as it goes, the timeline's pretty easy. I tried to play golf in May. I tried to compete, only being 12 weeks removed from surgery or 13 weeks removed from surgery. The first one was US Open qualifying, and I only made it through 9 holes. My elbow was still in no state to handle the constant repetition and a full golf swing. A few days later was Canadian Open qualifying. Figured I'd give it a go and see if a miracle happened. A miracle didn't happen. I only made it through 7 holes. So then it was time to reevaluate things and focus more on the rehab and the recovery, and set a projected date to play tournament golf again, 4, 5, 6 weeks away. 4 weeks passed roughly, and I tried playing a tournament in the middle of June, and it actually was good. I really close to a good tournament. The elbow hung in there and it wasn't too painful. I did enjoy it. That was kind of something that I took away from that, because I mean, after those 2 withdrawals, it was looking like maybe I'd never play tournament golf again or never be able to. And I played and I enjoyed it and came, I was close to playing well, but I still had a ways to go. So I waited another 4 weeks to try to play again. This was in July, played a couple Moonlight Tour events, 2 courses, played 1 blind, shot 80, it was terrible. The next day, played a course I had seen, prepared for, had a putt to win the tournament, lipped it out on the last hole, shot 66 and finished second. So here we're thinking, all right, things are progressing. The work has been paying off. Played really good golf, waited about another month to play, played a couple Swing Thought Tour events, and things were good, just stuck in neutral, shooting 73, 74, sloppy mistakes mentally, physically, things were okay, but feeling like, okay, I could still compete, but my golf bank account was diminishing. I had to kind of roll with the punches and see what was next. Then about a month and a half passed, and we're in October, and I tried playing a couple Moonlight events, and I really did not enjoy it. I think I was putting way too much pressure on myself, and golf was really not fun. I was having more fun making videos and practicing, but putting so much pressure on myself to play tournament golf well, because I needed to keep playing, because that's my future, my job, my life, my everything. It made it really easy to not enjoy playing tournament golf. Waited myself another month and kind of said, you know what, you got to play some stuff and just try to enjoy it. Played 2 Florida Pro events, 1 in November, 1 in December, and I enjoyed them. You can't really simulate tournament golf scenarios mentally all that well. You can do as much as you can, but trying to throw yourself in those situations mentally is really tough in your practice. And that's what happened at Riviera. Just mentally, just a little dull and just making sloppy bogeys. Shot 73, and then the next day went out there playing fine, hitting the golf ball fine, hit a shot out of the wet-ish soft fairway and just tweaked my elbow, and it hurt. It just wasn't worth it to try to risk maybe making things worse, so I withdrew. So that was this year. This year ended, or started on a withdrawal, ended on a withdrawal, and it really sucks. So how am I not gonna let this obstacle kind of define or end things for me? And like, what can I learn from this year? And hopefully, what can you learn from what I've learned? I've learned that I need to be far more prepared. Early in my career, preparation was everything to me. It's what I kind of fell in love with, and this particular year, my preparation was really focused on the physical preparation, not the mental preparation. My mind was focused on YouTube videos for the most part, so mentally I just thought I was prepared for tournament play, but I wasn't. I was kidding myself, and it was always after the fact in reflection that I realized, man, I just was not prepared. And that's the biggest takeaway that I would take from this year is my preparation, if I want to keep trying to compete, I need to be more prepared mentally, and I need to eliminate the distractions in basically the week before a tournament when I'm preparing physically and mentally to be competitive. I have a lot of distractions with my other job of YouTube, and I never would hit pause on that and focus on the part-time job, if you will, of playing tournament golf. And it's no surprise that the tournament golf was often just so murky and foggy and mentally dull because I just wasn't prepared. Another takeaway is I'm actually swinging it the best I've ever swung it in my life. And it's really encouraging. My golf swing has always been a cause for major self-doubt and major issues. I just compared it to other people's swings almost always, and I would say that this is what I'm lacking, this is what I'm doing wrong. But I think in the wake of elbow surgery, I had to start from scratch. And my coach and I, this surgery, this injury allowed me to really eliminate one particular move that I did in the backswing because it would hurt post-surgery. So I'm actually swinging it the best I've ever swung it in my life. And that's really, really encouraging. So I need to take that confidence into any further tournament golf that I play. Another takeaway, short game is incredible. Breaking your arm, forcing yourself to only work on your chipping and putting for the better part of 6, 8, 10, 12, whatever weeks, 3 months, let's say, your short game becomes money. And that was one thing that was lacking in my game. It was great as a junior. I think I've found it again, and that's really, really encouraging. The other takeaway is it's nice being able to compete not worrying about money. With the exception of the early part of this year, yeah, I still would fall into old habits of worrying about the money, worrying about how much do I need to make this week to break even, or to not dip away from the bank account, or to put back in the bank account so I can keep playing. That still dominated my thoughts almost every tournament I played up until October, November, December, those few events that I did play. It was nice knowing that this side job, or this real job, if you want, I have of a YouTube channel and an Instagram page and all of that, creates a steady revenue stream. So the money that I've allocated to playing tournament golf doesn't matter. I don't need to make the money back to keep playing. And having that frame of mind and that freedom is really, really comforting. It's the first time I think I've ever had it, but it's a bit of a catch-22 because that account is now like empty. So I need to find ways to fill that account so I can take that approach, that confidence, that freedom into tournament golf in 2020. So speaking about 2020, what are my plans? I made a video about the plans for this channel, but I still want to play tournament golf. I'm penciling down potential schedules and a budget, and I'm working to try to raise that money through sponsorship or through endorsements or whatever, to try to raise that money to be able to commit to that schedule and throw it all at the wall and see if that is something that can still be a sustainable future for me, career-wise. If not, say let me. Those things happen, and I'm okay with that. It's been a long career of not being okay with that, and that fear really self-sabotaging things. But now, I don't have that fear, and I'm okay with, if I can't compete anymore, well, that's fine. There's other things to do. And I hope I can take that freedom and go kick some butt in tournament golf, because I love it, I love documenting it, and I love preparing for it, but I've really taken a lot of stock, and I've had to learn a lot this year about myself, and hopefully I can take those lessons into next year and actually start to compete the way I believe that I can, or the way that my body can. Just need to get my mind back in line with that. That's the 2019 recap. Not much to recap, not a lot of positives, not a lot of golf, but there was still a little bit in there, and there still are some positives to take. So I hope when you sit down now these last couple weeks of the year and look back on your year, good, bad, terrible, in between, there still are positives to take away from it. So I hope me sharing the positives that I've learned from this difficult year can help you with reflecting on your year and finding some confidence into 2020. Since I had a struggle tournament-wise, why don't you share down below some of your successes in tournament golf, club championships, high school, junior, college, whatever it is, share those down below, and we can all just kind of give you some virtual thumbs ups, fist bumps in the comment section. Peace.